Welcome to Canada, where the maple syrup flows like water. Hockey is practically a religion, and even the wildlife gets VIP treatment with their own highway bridges. But Canada isn't just about polite people and extreme weather. It's a land full of surprises. Ever heard of a hair freezing contest? Or a town that won't lock its car doors because it's running away from polar bears? Yep, that's Canada for you. So buckle up, grab a Tim Hortons coffee, and let's dive into the weird, wild, and wonderful world of the Great White North. 1. Canada. The land of lakes, polar bears, and a future Asian twist. The name Canada originates from the Iroquoian word Canada, meaning village or settlement. But don't let this humble name fool you. Canada is the second largest country in the world, after Russia, with a total area of nearly 10 million square kilometers. Located in North America, Canada borders the United States to the south and stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, all the way up to the Arctic Ocean. In addition to its vast landmass, Canada boasts the longest coastline in the world, measuring 243,042 kilometers, and an astonishing natural treasure, 2 million freshwater lakes. This abundant water supply was even one of the reasons the U.S. once considered invading Canada in the 19th century. Despite its immense size, most of Canada's 40 million residents live close to the U.S. border, as the northern regions are simply too cold for comfortable living. A prime example is Churchill, Manitoba, known as the polar bear capital of the world. Here, spotting a polar bear roaming the streets is nothing out of the ordinary, to the point where locals leave their car doors unlocked, just in case someone needs a quick escape from an overly curious bear. Today, Canada is welcoming immigrants in record numbers, with the majority coming from Asia, particularly India, China, and the Philippines. In 2023 alone, Canada admitted over 471,000 immigrants, the highest number in its history. Major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal are becoming increasingly multicultural, with thriving Chinatowns, Little Indias, and Koreatowns that rival those in Asia itself. Currently, over 23% of Canada's population consists of immigrants, and if this trend continues, that number could exceed 30% by 2041. Now, imagine Canada in 2075. Breakfast might feature dumplings instead of pancakes, bubble tea could replace Tim Hortons coffee, and the Mid-Autumn Festival might be celebrated as widely as Thanksgiving. What do you think? At this rate, could Canada become an Asian nation in the next 50 years? 2. Bookmark G9B8Z, the International Hair Freezing Contest. If you think hairstyling is only for salons, then you haven't heard of the International Hair Freezing Contest, a one-of-a-kind event in Canada. Held annually at Takini Hot Springs, near Whitehorse, Yukon, this competition turns ordinary hair into frozen sculptures in the middle of a 9 to 30 degrees Celsius winter wonderland. Participating is simple, but it requires a brave heart and a cold head. First, you soak in the hot spring, 40 degrees Celsius, to fully wet your hair. Then you slowly lift your head out into the freezing air and let the icy winds work their magic. As your hair begins to freeze, you can style, twist, spike, or shape it into any crazy form. The wilder, the better. Within minutes, you'll have a frozen masterpiece ready for a photo submission. The contest has multiple award categories, including Best Male Hairstyle, Best Female Hairstyle, Best Group Creation, Most Creative Style, and People's Choice. Since its launch in 2011, this contest has drawn hundreds of participants each year. Winners receive cash prizes of up to CAD 2,000 and free hot spring passes. But even if you don't win, you'll walk away with an unforgettable memory and an epic photo to show off. So if you're feeling bold, why not give it a try? Who knows, you might just become Canada's next hair-freezing legend. Hockey. Canada's burning passion. If there's one sport that can make Canadians ignore the bone-chilling cold and rush outside into the snow, it's hockey. This isn't just a game, it's an essential part of Canadian culture. Canadian kids learn to skate before they can ride a bike, and in winter, public rinks are packed with passionate players battling it out on the ice. Canada is the birthplace of modern hockey, with the NHL, National Hockey League, originating here in 1917. Legendary teams like the Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs have left an indelible mark on the sport's history. On the international stage, Canada's hockey team is a powerhouse, boasting numerous Olympic gold medals and world championships. However, the love for hockey isn't limited to professional arenas. Canadians play hockey anywhere, on frozen lakes, snow-covered fields, and even empty streets. If you walk through a Canadian neighborhood in winter, you might hear kids shouting, "Car!" to pause their street hockey game as a vehicle passes by, only to resume playing as if nothing happened. For Canada, hockey is more than just a game, it's a national pride. If you want to understand just how much Canadians love the sport, watch a Canada versus USA match, where friendly neighborly ties take a back seat to fierce competition on the ice. Before, maple syrup, the liquid gold of Canada. If there's one thing Canadians love more than hockey, it's maple trees. Not only do they appear on the national flag, they also eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any chance they get. Maple syrup, this liquid gold, is such a source of pride for Canada that they even set up a strategic maple syrup reserve in Quebec, where tens of millions of liters of syrup are stored to avoid shortages. Today, Canada accounts for more than 70% of the world's maple syrup production. So if you've ever enjoyed pancakes with a little sweet maple syrup, chances are it came from this country. A special way to enjoy maple syrup is maple taffy, where hot syrup is poured directly onto clean snow, solidifies into a sweet, gooey mass, and is rolled onto a stick to be enjoyed. A traditional treat popular at sugar shack festivals in the winter. Maple trees are also masters of transformation when the fall comes. From lush green, Canada suddenly turns into brilliant red, orange, and yellow, turning the whole of Canada into a vivid picture that fascinates tourists. But for the locals, this romance ends as soon as they have to take a broom to sweep the pile of fallen leaves in front of their house. So, if you have the opportunity to visit Canada, try some maple syrup, take pictures next to the red leaves, and remember to express your condolences to those who are having to sweep the fallen leaves. 5. The world's longest border. The border between the United States and Canada is the longest land border in the world, stretching 8,891 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. This border passes through many famous natural landmarks, including the Rocky Mountains, the Great Lakes, and Niagara Falls. Notably, the 49th parallel, established in 1818, runs in a straight line for more than 2,000 kilometers without deviation. One of the most unique features of this border is the slash, a 6-meter-wide strip of cleared land that stretches nearly 9,000 kilometers, ensuring a clearly visible boundary. Maintaining the slash is a shared responsibility of both countries, with the U.S. spending approximately $1.4 million annually, equivalent to 0.5 cents per taxpayer, to keep the border clear. A particularly interesting spot along this border is Derby Line, a town straddling Vermont, USA, and Quebec, Canada. Here, the Haskell Free Library and Opera House are uniquely built right on the border, allowing visitors to step from the U.S. into Canada with a single step without passing through customs. This has made Derby Line a fascinating tourist attraction. However, due to the lack of strict military control, smuggling of contraband across the border has become increasingly common. Firearms from the U.S. are often smuggled into Canada, while cannabis from Canada, though legal there, is frequently trafficked into the U.S. Additionally, tax differences have led to frequent smuggling of tobacco, alcohol, and various other goods. Concerns over trade imbalances and smuggling led President Donald Trump to threaten a 25% tariff on Canadian imports, which posed a significant risk to Canada's economy. Since 80% of Canada's exports, including steel, lumber, oil, and automobiles, go to the U.S., such tariffs could have caused severe economic damage, potentially threatening millions of jobs. 6. Iceberg harvesting. A chilling but highly profitable job. If you think ice road trucking or gold mining in Alaska is tough, wait until you meet the iceberg hunters of Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. These are the people who chase down giant floating ice chunks for a living. Every year, ancient 10,000-year-old icebergs from Greenland drift down to the Canadian coast. For regular folks, it's a breathtaking sight, perfect for a selfie. But for iceberg hunters, it's money. Lots of it. They set out on boats armed with nets, cables, and even high-powered water cannons to break apart these frozen giants, hauling smaller chunks back to shore. Now, here's the fun part. Water from these icebergs is marketed as the purest on Earth because it formed long before pollution, car exhaust, or industrial waste ever existed. That's why it's used to produce luxury bottled water, craft beer, premium vodka, and even high-end cosmetics. However, this job is more dangerous than you think. All it takes is one angry iceberg to capsize, and a ship can disappear into the ocean in an instant. The big waves, harsh weather, and risk of getting stuck between giant icebergs make this one of the most chilling jobs in the world, literally and figuratively. But if successful, iceberg hunters can sell water from 12,000-year-old ice for more than fine wine. That's right, you can pay tens of dollars just to drink a bottle of water that was once part of the Arctic. So you see, while many people are afraid of the cold, there are people in Canada who turn it into an opportunity to make money. 7. Bookmark. 3. Animal crossings. In Canada, it's not just humans who need safe roads. Bears, moose, wolves, and countless other wildlife have their own priority lanes too. These are special bridges and tunnels built over or under major highways, allowing animals to cross safely without worrying about traffic. These unique crossings are most common in Banff National Park, which features over 40 wildlife bridges and tunnels. Instead of risking their lives dashing across busy roads, grizzly bears, elk, deer, and wolves can leisurely walk across bridges or through tunnels without any disturbance. To ensure the animals use these crossings, scientists even plant trees, grass, and install cameras to study their behavior. The result? Wildlife-related accidents have significantly decreased, and the ecosystem remains well protected. Some of these bridges have even become popular tourist attractions, showcasing how Canada takes wildlife conservation to the next level. Beyond its natural beauty and fascinating quirks, Canada is also a country that's rapidly changing. With record-breaking immigration, its cultural landscape is evolving like never before. So what do you think? 50 years from now, will Canada still be the land of ice hockey and Tim Hortons, or will dumplings and bubble tea take center stage? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing explorations. See you in the next adventure. Bye.